It's a ways away from now,
Okay.
but let's try to fantasy book some matches for WrestleMania 41.
Okay.
2 nights, of course. So we've got the ability now to have a main event on Saturday, a main event on Sunday.
Okay.
Who do you think for sure is in the main event picture?
Individually.
Yeah. And then we'll figure out what the matches are, because I think like if John Cena's on this retirement tour, I feel like he has to be in a main event match at WrestleMania.
I would agree.
But then who's it against? And then
I think Cody's got to be in a main event.
I think it was
Roman's got to be in a main event.
right. And then I feel like we were supposed to get Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania 39.
Got to get the final boss.
And we were supposed to have Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania 40.
Yes.
I feel like that's going to be the play.
So see if you can ride out with me on this.
Let's go.
Because I've been thinking a lot about this, as I tend to do. Because I'm also sitting there going like, okay, but you've also got Royal Rumble and you've got Elimination Chamber. So when you got stars this big, like people are like, well, The Rock's going to join the Royal Rumble. Rock's not going to fight in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Rock's not jumping in the chamber. That's not going to happen. I don't think so.
I agree with you.
Okay. So I go, so how do you get there, right? And I go, well, what if this time for your night 2 main event, it's Cody and The Rock, right? The Rock's already come back. He's got the People's title. Cody's got the WWE Championship. Rock's like, enough. I'm going to do what I should have done last year. In fact, I'm going to do what I did do last year. I'm going to pin you, but this time I'm going to take you out and I'm going to take it all. Roman Reigns then, after, wins the Royal Rumble. And it's like, oh, Roman and Gunther. And Roman goes, no, I'm taking the match from you. And so now, instead of Cody taking The Rock's match, Roman's taking The Rock's match. And it develops into a triple threat. So you got Cody, Roman, Rock, with Roman winning the Royal Rumble.
Wow.
Then on the other side of things, you had John Cena. And John Cena's been like, I'm going to win the Royal Rumble. Because if it's going to be my last WrestleMania, I want a main event. But he doesn't win the Royal Rumble. And he's like, oh, because, John Cena, who's got to struggle, is a very compelling John Cena, with back against the wall. So he's like, I got one more shot. My last Elimination Chamber Premium Live event, I'm fighting in the Elimination Chamber. And Cena wins the Elimination Chamber. So now your night 1 main event becomes John Cena versus Gunther. And it's the whole thing of John Cena's on this dream retirement tour, except Gunther is obviously the ultimate spoiler. Gunther is the ultimate dose of reality. Gunther is that guy who's like, whether you're Sami Zayn or Goldberg or Bret Hart or John Cena, Gunther doesn't care. So I've got Gunther and John Cena after John Cena wins the chamber, and I've got Cody, Rock, Roman after Roman wins the Rumble.
I like all of this, and it makes sense as you're explaining it. But what this means is that both champions have to hold the title for another 6 months. That means Cody was the champion for a year, and Gunther will be the champion at that point for 8 months.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that they'll lose it. It seems more likely that Gunther... I mean, I have a tough time seeing either of them lose it.
Yeah.
And I think that the idea is... Because, I mean, I so badly want to go into WrestleMania with this idea that, okay, Gunther's had a long title reign. Clearly, this is where John wins the title and gets the record. And he doesn't. Gunther beats him. And it's like, to me, that moment, and that's why you can do it on night 1, because you can have a heroes thing on night 2. Night 1, you can have your villainous, I can't believe it. What do you mean John Cena didn't?
Sure.
We were all here to celebrate John Cena. And so if anybody is going to spoil it for John Cena at WrestleMania, I want it to be Gunther.
I could see a situation where neither of the current champions, Cody or Gunther, are still the champion by WrestleMania 41. What if Randy at some point between now and then beats Cody?
It's possible, because I think that's coming after Kevin.
I think so too, which then sets up perhaps a rematch or a bigger story with heel Randy versus very big babyface Cody at WrestleMania 41.
Okay, so now you've got WrestleMania 41 is potentially whatever Cena's going to do. You could still do Rock Roman, and now you're doing Randy and Cody with Cody fighting from underneath.
A lot of people are also conflating the whole idea of like, well, it has to be Cena versus Randy Orton. And I'm like, yes, that will happen at some point in time, but I think that's his last match.
I agree.
Yeah.
He's got a year.
Yes.
That's the thing about Cena is like, if he's got the year, we've got like little stories to tell, but we've also got this story over a year.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that in a second. But
Right.
in terms, I like where your head's at here, and speculate wildly. TM is what we can do because we've got 6 months of time to work with.
Yes. I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll be Braun Breaker versus Jacob Fatu for the world title. You know what I mean? Like stranger
Yeah.
things have happened.